morning. I appreciate y'all's patience while we worked through some of the early stages of this investigation this morning. I want to give you a briefing on the officer-involved shooting that occurred here in the 6th Street Entertainment District. We've got Assistant City Manager Ray Ariano here, District Attorney Margaret Moore from the Police Monitor's Office. We've got Luis Gonzalez, Deputy Guilford from the District Attorney's Office, as well with command staff from the Austin Police Department. This incident began at 2:39 this morning when officers working on 6th Street heard gunshot in the area. They reported over the radio that they heard a gunshot. At this point, officers that work in the department's Halo division, where we monitor the cameras in the downtown area, began looking to see if they could isolate what had happened. They did, in fact, find video that captured the suspect in this incident firing a pistol into the air. They put out a description of the suspect that was involved in this incident. It occurred in front of one of the bars on 6th Street. They put out a description of his clothing, and the officers that were working on 6th Street immediately began looking for him. This all happened within minutes. At 2:41, they give out the description of the clothing, and then at 2:42 is when we have officers report that shots have been fired. So what transpired there in those couple of minutes, based on the preliminary investigation that we've done to this point, the suspect in this incident fired his weapon in front of one of the clubs on 6th Street. And then again, we observed him on the Halo cameras. When a description was put out within a minute or so later, our officers observed this suspect as he was walking on 6th Street. As the officers started to move towards the suspect, he then started running. We had several officers that went in foot pursuit of this suspect. They ran for looks like a half a block westbound on 6th Street, and then turned northbound into the 600 block of Trinity directly behind us. The officers, as they pursued him, observed that he had a pistol, and at one point, based on our preliminary investigation and on the reports that we've been given, the suspect did turn and fire towards our officers. Our officers returned fire, and the subject was ultimately shot at that point. We do have evidence on the scene that lends to the facts as the officers have laid them out. We have fired casings from a pistol that are not consistent with the ammunition or the caliber of weapon that Austin police officers carry, but they are in fact consistent with the ammunition that was in the weapon that we recovered from the suspect in this incident. And we do have a casing that was recovered in front of the nightclub where the initial incident started with the shots fired, and we have another one here in the 600 block of Trinity where the shooting happened with the officers and where they reported that the suspect fired at them. The suspect went down after he was shot. The officers went in and began life-saving measures, and EMS arrived on scene within minutes. The suspect was transported to the hospital, and he was transported to the hospital at 2:48 a.m., and he was pronounced deceased at 3:08 a.m. The suspect in this incident is a 24-year-old African-American male, and again, he was pronounced deceased at 3:08 a.m. I do want to express my condolences to the family of this man. Although he was involved in the situation that he was involved in down here, this is a tragic event that this community, we've seen it before, and unfortunately we see this in communities around the country, but it is no less tragic. It's a young life that was lost, and this is nothing that a police officer wants to be involved in. Police officers don't wake up and go to work wanting to be involved in critical incidents, but unfortunately these incidents do happen. The officers involved, there were 2 officers that were involved in this incident. One of them was a sergeant with the Austin Police Department. He has been with the department for 18 years, and the other officer has been with the department for 7 years. As is our standard procedure, both officers will be placed on administrative duty while we conduct investigations into this incident. This incident will be investigated both administratively and criminally. We have the Department Special Investigations Unit who will conduct a criminal investigation into this incident. The District Attorney's Office is out here as well, and they are conducting their investigation. We have the Department's Internal Affairs Division who will conduct the administrative investigation into this case, along with the Office of Police Monitor who will provide oversight to this case. I also want to make a call to the public. There were a lot of folks out here last night when this incident occurred, early this morning, and the likelihood of someone potentially having video that they captured on their cell phones or having witnessed this. It's very important, if you did witness it or you do have video, that you come forward and let us add that to the investigation so we can be as thorough as possible. And I would ask that you contact the department at either our tip line, which is 472-TIPS, or you can report it on the Crime Stoppers app or the Austin Police Department's app. Again, if you were a witness or if you have any evidence from either pictures or video that you may have taken during this incident, we would like to have that to add to the investigative file. At this point, I will open it up for any questions.
Sorry, how many officers were involved?
There were 2 officers that fired their weapon in this incident.
Do you know how many times those officers fired?
That's part of the ongoing investigation.
We've been hearing reports that there was some sort of argument beforehand that may have led to this. There were several people involved. Has anybody else been detained for questioning or anybody taken into custody?
We do not have anybody in custody. We have witnesses that we're interviewing, and what led up to this suspect pulling out his weapon and firing into the air is all part of the ongoing investigation, as that led to ultimately the shooting that took place behind us.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
How long do y'all expect to be